announcement to make. Listen to me. One that you've been waiting for a long time.
Andile, get now. Andile, ole para mfana. Andile, arengarimja, ole para.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How's everybody doing tonight? I'd like to welcome to the stage
King Andile, Mama.
to everybody in the house. Give a warm round of applause for
King Andile, Mama.
And he captures the moment.
King Andile, Mama.
Man is extraordinary.
Victor Shawani. Are you good, the principal?
Just like a fish in the water enjoying AFCON. I watched SABC 3. There was a game. SABC 1. Same game. I'm like, indeed it's live. Live. Everywhere you go is live.
Remember that you can catch every single one of those games on SABC Sport. Let's go to the other third of this team. He's all the way in Abidjan.
Bonsoir, Mazola.
Bonsoir, Monso, Victor, principal.
Comment ça va?
No, I haven't gone that far.
Mazola, I hear you talking about traffic. Is there no escort?
Not for me, Victor.
I'm coming. You get an escort. Don't worry. I'm coming. The reason you're here, of course, is you would know this Mali team. You've played against them. You've studied them. You know our Bafana team. Whenever we play Mali, that photo resurfaces. What do? Do you laugh as well?
I laugh when I see that picture.
And now presenting GQ Man of the Year 2023, 2024, and 2025. Ladies and gentlemen, help me present to you Untitled
Night Amplified with Andile on Metro FM. Monday through Friday, 6 to 7 p.m. Game over.
Very much to the touchdown team. They really got things going once again. T-Boss and crew. Once again, they're back on the radio between 3 and 6 tomorrow is Metro FM. And my name is Brian Wofuki and standing in for Andile Ngube. It is Monday and it's all about the weekend that was. What a weekend. Yeah, I tell you, you know what? I sat down and I was looking around and I thought to myself, we have a champion. Got to walk around now. So as soon as I walked in through the halls, we got a principal here. We'll talk to him shortly. So I was walking through the walls. I started feeling like our champion. I can beat people up after the UFC 297 final there. And then what a fight that was. Oh my word. Nobody gave him a chance, but he went out there and literally whooped and whooped and whooped and whooped. That's what happened. We have a champion in South Africa, by the way. And I tell you, people who are always asking questions, is he going to be able to do it or not? But let's relive the moment. Before we go through everything else, I think, this is what you need to do. Let's relive the moment when the big announcement was made.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 5 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. Sal Diamato scores the contest. 48-47, Strickland. Eric Cohen has it. 48-47, Duplessis. And Derek Curley scores the contest. 48-47 for the winner by split decision.
It is indeed a big story, I've got to say. When that Asma announcement was made, I remember I was thinking, wow, Sean Strickland is no longer the champion. Dricus du Plessis is the man that is in charge as far as the UFC 297 and talking about the middleweight there. So let's go through it after this. Everybody was saying South Africa is bad and all of that. But he came out and spoke about what a lovely country we do have. And also the fact that he had a point. Let's first talk about the fact that he had a point to prove. Because nobody, I tell you, nobody gave him a chance.
I honestly thought with the takedowns I made sure on every round, I could feel it was a close fight. I definitely gave him the first round. I tried to get that takedown in the first to try and level the playing field, and I felt that he gets up really well, but I can get under him and get him down because I'm stronger. But I felt the first 3 rounds was give and take, but the last 2 rounds I know. Everybody said when it goes past halfway, and I had a point to prove. How's that for round 4 and 5? Who says this guy's not a 5-round fighter? What did I tell you?
He always won it very early, but this time he's proven that he can actually he can go to number 4 and number 5. But he said, you know what, South Africans are the ones that really carried him through. The support at home was very important for him.
Can I get my flag? Coach, flag. I want my flag. This is history. South Africa.
Drakus, you so proudly represent this nation. What does it mean to your country to have a UFC champion?
I don't know, but I can tell you right now, South Africa, we can probably, if we all go silent, hear them from outside. That country is amazing. Thank you, South Africa. Thank you.
Tell you one thing, one man that came out and said, you know what, he deserved to win the fight. It was a narrow split decision, but one man that came out, he said, you know what, I think now he's ready. Israel Adesanya, he's the man that came out from Nigeria saying, you know what, now it's time for us to settle the score. It has always been coming out for a while. This is what he had to say.
I don't whoop that. I want to do it in South Africa or Nigeria, and but he's got to do work. He's got to do something. Show me something. I'll remind you, because you got to choose your words wisely when you speak on people that have come before you, people that paved the way for you. You got to pick your words wisely. You want to try and be a big boy. You want to bamba. You want you with the big boys. You got to choose your words wisely. But I don't want to give him no clout. But if he does work, I pray to God he keeps winning. I will gladly drag his carcass across South Africa.
Israel Adesanya, he has done it. You said you want him to be there so he can chill with the big boys. He has done it now. Let's see what happened. This is exactly what Dricus du Plessis had to say about Israel. So we'll do this after this.
Tato, why don't we just call a plumber?
Skawara, I know what I'm doing.
When life happens, there's a direct access personal loan. Apply for a loan of up to 300,000 Rand with up to 72 months to repay. Direct access. Simple loans, better service. SMS your ID number to 43859. Direct Access is a business unit of First Rand Bank Limited, an authorized financial services and credit provider. T's and C's apply.
I just can't get enough.
Can't get enough of Woolies? You won't get enough of this. Join W Rewards and you could fly off to Mauritius or be 100,000 Rand richer. Plus, play and win guaranteed prizes like Woolies vouchers, PlayStation 5s, Smeg appliances, and cold hard cash. You also get daily savings on your favorite Woolies items. Join in-store or download the Woolies app. Always save more with W Rewards. Only at Woolworths. The difference. T's and C's apply.
It just hits different when you've got skin in the game. Introducing SuperSport Bet. Now every fan can play too. Sign up at supersportbet.com. Bet 50 Rand and get 200 Rand in bonus bets. T's and C's apply. Licensed by the Western Cape Gambling and Racing Board. No persons under the age of 18 are permitted to gamble. Winners know when to stop. National Responsible Gambling Program toll-free counseling line 0800 006 008 or WhatsApp help to 076 675 0710.
Hashtag the weekend that was.
That is the final whistle.
On Sports Night Amplified with Andile on Metro FM. Proudly brought to you by SABC Sport.
30 minutes has gone after 6 o'clock. It is a Sport Night Amplified here with Andile Ngube. My name is Brian Mufukeng, standing in for him. Now, every time somebody throws a challenge at you, you got to go back. You got to respond. So, what he did, Dricus, he responded in the best way possible. As you had a clip before that, where it was Israel saying, you know what, I want to whip him. Whether it's South Africa, Nigeria, anywhere. Let me ask you a question. Where would you like this fight to be? Mzansi, Niger, or is it going to be one of those United Africa thing? Let's hear what Dricus had to say about that challenge that come from Israel.
Oh, no, it's nothing personal. It's not personal at all. That's just the fight the fans want to see. I want to fight the best competition. There's a lot of guys that are going to be fighting, but the fans want to see Israel Adesanya versus Dricus du Plessis. No, there's a lot of hype that was already built on it. If the fans go, if there's some way they start tracking and saying, listen, the fans don't really want to see Adesanya versus du Plessis. We don't do that fight. It's fine to me. I don't care who it is. But that's just a fight on top of my head that I think the people want to see, and that's going to, get a lot of people excited.
It is indeed the fight you're all looking forward to. I'm looking forward to it. I know team is very excited. Everybody wants the fight. Where it's going to be? Maybe must think I was put in Giyani Stadium, and really just pack everything around the stadium. Just have the fight happening there. So where do you want the fight to go? You can get hold of us. Let's have a conversation around this. I mean, it is a great weekend. It's all about you. The reaction of what a weekend that was. Plenty happened as well. We saw the under-19 of the cricket team also doing very well. So it was a weekend to behold. And we can go through over all of those things. The numbers to dial, 060-552-7303. That you can send us your WhatsApp voice note. Let's talk about that. Now, Bafana went out there yesterday. Everybody thought after the Mali game, they won't be able to come up against a Namibian team that has 9 players playing their football in South Africa, including the player that was the top scorer for 3 years in a row, who's still looking very, very good at the moment from a South African point of view. And South Africa did the job. Scored 3 goals in the first, 26 minutes? By the time we hit half-time, they're 3-0 up, and then they scored another goal in the second half with Masego, as well as Tembazwane becoming the youngest and oldest players to score for Bafana at the AFCON tournament. It was a great moment. We join on the line here with the man that knows everything about all of this. He has coached Bafana at the COSAFA tournament. We need a 2021 edition of the tournament. Runners-up the past year when he was sitting there. He had been from Maluti FET College. He's now doing wonders in Township Rollers in Botswana. He's one of analysts on SABC. Let's welcome Morena Ramorebudi. Morena.
Bruno, good evening.
How are you doing, my brother? How do you feel this morning, by the way? When you woke up this morning, how did you feel this morning when you woke up?
I was very happy. I was very happy because I think it's just unfortunate that it's very difficult to refer to a good performance which did not bear fruits, because I think South Africa gave a good performance in the first half against Mali, but the performance could not give us the results. We ended up losing the match, and it's difficult to refer to such a performance. But honestly, I was very excited yesterday.
Let's talk about this. You play your first game against Mali, have a very good first 30 minutes of the game, miss a penalty, then Mali takes over, comes back in the second half, a different Malian team come up. We make mistakes, get punished for those mistakes. You are preparing for the second game as Hugo Bros. What was the thinking if you were sitting as a coach? What did he tell the players, given what you saw on the field of play yesterday?
I think we against Mali we did everything right. The simplest way of playing against Mali was to get that balance in a shape, and that balance gave us a very good first 30-35 minutes, because we were closer to each other when we have the ball, and after losing the ball it was easy for us to counter press. But immediately we stopped doing that. That's when Mali started to get those spaces and they started to play. But you go to a Namibia game, I think the mistake that Namibia did was to play, I think, an open game with a highly technical team of South Africa. I thought Namibia would sit deep, because for them getting a draw against South Africa was the results they needed. So for me, trying to press high, they created gaps. Between lines, and it was difficult for them to contain South Africa. The good thing about South Africa was that they knew when to play those forward passes. And secondly, I think the presence of Mahopa played an important role. And how coach planned with Morena and Percy on the sides, that was spot on, because he said, if you don't allow them to overload with their right and left fullback, it simply means that the wingers and the strikers can't do anything. Then that's how we managed to deal with them. And for the first time, I've seen Mudiba being so disciplined, Mudau being a right fullback who says, the situation does not allow me to go, let me not go, let me stay. And defensively, we're good.
You mentioned some very key points. I remember yesterday before, because I was covering the game on Radio 2000, and I spoke to one of the technical person from Namibia who's no longer sitting on a bench. And he was saying that the biggest fear they had was a Tembazwane playing his normal game, was a Morena Amukwena in the middle of a park controlling things, and the wing play with either, whether you're talking about Morena now, who came in yesterday, and Pesitau, as well as the two fullbacks being able to play yesterday. But Rian Hanamup managed to get behind a few times. And, if they had luck, they could have scored those goals, because there's some that just went past the goal line.
I agree with you, and I think it's in moments when Morena could not track him, and when he went into those areas it was always 2 versus 1. So it was easy for them to combine and play. But I think the technical team were quick to realize that, and Morena started to track Hanamup when he's going forward. And it made things much easier for Mudau, because it was now saying to Mudau, you only deal with the winger, then Morena will deal with the fullback. And now, again, I think that's where we started to play a lot of forward passes. Now, Hanamup would choose whether to overload or stay and be worried about the space behind. Another thing I think worked for us, I think the analysis was spot on, because for me, the 2 centre backs of Namibia, they are good when you play those long balls and they can hit the whole day. But get the ball and commit them, that's where they are struggling. The Amutenya, the one that was playing as a centre right, I knew that when you commit them, you commit him with the ball. That's where he's going to make a lot of fouls. And I think if you look at the goal that was scored by Tembazwane, it's exactly what I'm talking about. He committed him 1v1, he could not deal with the situation, and we ended up scoring. But the good thing was the wingers of South Africa were willing to track back and defend. Another player that, Bruno, not many people would have seen his importance in the field of play was Siphelele, the one that was playing in the midfield. Sithole was very important in that game, because Sithole was always the one that was always terminating the attacks of Namibia. And he won a lot of balls. He made sure that they don't play those forward passes, because their strength is winning the ball and play quick behind the defense. So Siphelele was there to say, I'm blocking everything. They can't play a forward pass. I'm delaying the attack. And it worked for us. Even though it was not that effective when we had the ball, but he was very important when we don't have the ball.
I mean, holistically speaking, just mentions Pepelo now. That is, Pepelo still in the middle of a park alongside Tebo Mokoena. Let's talk about the changing of the back line, because in the game against Mali, we had Sianda Kulu, whom you know in South Africa, has not been playing much for SuperSport United. Yesterday, we saw the introduction of Grant Kekana to join in the defense alongside Mtobi Mvala. So we had a back 5 of Sundowns purely, and they could start play from back and could really try to start going forward. How important was that change of changing the central pairing in the defense as well?
To be honest, it was very important dealing with Chalulile, who is a runner. If you classify or you characterize the 2 centre backs, which is Mvala and Kulu, they have more or less similarities. They are more like defenders who believes more in marking and fighting for aerial duels. But when you bring this gentleman, you start to have a balance. When you start to bring Kekana in the same back, you start to have a bit of intelligence, a bit of ability to progress play from the back. And that was Kekana gave us. And secondly, it was easy for situations where Mvala was dealing with Shalile for Kekana to give cover. But when you had both Kekana and when you had Kulu and Mvala, the difficult part is that both of them, they want to mark. No one is saying, mark, I'll give you cover. So I think that was the most important thing. Secondly, a combination from club football international team. And where you don't have time to try and find combinations, it worked so well for coach, because he needed players who understand each other and players who knows their strength. So it was very good. And again, the game needed us to play from the back. Kekana will give you that element. Mvala will try and influence playing from the back. So I think it was very important with the changes that the coach made, especially at the back.
Let's talk about the changes that eventually Namibia made themselves. I mean, they brought in on the right-hand side, Betuel, that is Moteo, the player that supplied the goal, the ball that was scored by Dion Hotto. And then he therefore made sure that Mudiba does not go up. Also, we saw a change in the middle of a park where Shitembi was taken out. But I still had one young player who was playing very well through the middle there. That is Chueta, who actually caused a lot of problems. The one who was wearing number 10 for Namibia.
Yes, Chueza played very well, but that's where Sipepelo comes in, because if he was allowed space, time on the ball, he was going to be very dangerous. Now, Sipepelo was making sure that Chueza does not get those spaces. He can't play into those pockets. So he was always tracked. So it was more of a good work done by Sipepelo, because if we had allowed him to play, he would easily influence the game and progress their offensive play into the final third. So he couldn't do that because there was somebody closer to him. And secondly, the issue of Bethwell. For me, I think when he came in, South Africa had already scored 3 goals.
Yeah.
So I think with more cautious saying, let's rather protect the space behind. But he played very well because he would every time win the ball and try to go forward, attack more. But the good thing that I think South Africa did was to force him always to play on the side and not to connect the passes with Shalulile. But he's one player that I think he changed how Namibia played, because Namibia played with many players who we wanted to run.
Yeah.
But with him coming in, he was willing to hold on to the ball and be able to do those passes. So which is one element that personally I think we had to try and find ways to deal with it. But honestly speaking, I think the attitude of the team was very positive.
Talking about Janet Adams eventually being introduced late in the game. Also, we saw Thapelo Masego coming in and finding the back of the net. What do you made of the changes towards the end of the game by South Africa?
Very good changes, and I think at some point, because fortunately I was analyzing the match, at some point I was looking at the team and say, in 3 days' time, Bafana will be playing against Tunisia, who would want to win the match. So in this situation, it's important that when you are sure that you have managed to score goals, you can now start to rest those that you will need in the next match, which I think the change took long, honestly, because now you need a fresher Mukwena, you need a fresher Sitole in the next match. You need your key players to be fresh in the next match, because it's as important as the match that you have just played against Namibia. But I think the changes that the coach made were very important, because I've realized something. There's a reason why North African teams are struggling at the moment in the tournament, because the intensity is too high. But when teams are getting tired, that's when technique takes over, and that's when the North Africans now start to shine. So at the moment they're struggling because the intensity is very high. So if you want to win the tournament, find a way of keeping your team fresh and ready for the next competition. So I think that's one part that needs to be managed well. That's where the sports scientist comes in. That's where the analyst comes in, because there are individuals that you'll need for this match, but you won't need them for the next match. So you can allow them to play as many minutes as possible. But those that are influencing your game, you need to manage their minutes so that they can give you the best performance throughout the tournament.
Hashtag the weekend that was. You can get all over 060-552-7303. We're in conversation with Coach Muremurbeid. He's a man that knows these things. Coach, now we have played the 2 matches. Tunisia got a draw against Mali. Mali's got 4 points. South Africa's got 3 points. Namibia's got 3 points. What do we do now in the next game against Tunisia?
2 things. We need to get the 3 points. It's not going to be an easy match. The worst results we can come out with in that match is to play a draw, which will give us 4 points. Whatever happens between Namibia and Mali will still benefit us, because it means if it's a draw where they have scored each other, then it benefits us. If it's a draw where they did not score each other, it still benefits us, because with the number of goals we have scored so far, we have put ourselves in a good position to qualify for the next stage. But the most important thing is to understand that North Africans are very clever. They know how to play for time. They know how to play for a foul. They know how to manage the game. So the most important thing is to make sure that you prolong the game, you deny them an opportunity to score, and make sure that you defend well. And in moments where you get them, because they know how to play the first 30 minutes of the game, first half. They know how to play the second 20 minutes of second half. So in between, that's where you can get an opportunity to score. When you score, make sure that the second 20 minutes in second half, you don't allow them to come, because that's where they put pressure, try to score a goal. The unfortunate part at the moment is that with most of these countries, the West, the South, the East, have realized that the North always, they try to bully you, they try to put you under pressure so that you lose confidence. But if you get that one right, then you have an opportunity to win. So for me, South Africa needs to be very disciplined. The same attitude they gave in this match, it's needed in the next match. Counter press, play closer to each other. Don't allow them to see the next person. If you do that, half of the job is done.
Coach, I know you've mastered that. You've got the technique done so well. Thank you for taking time to have a chat with us. I know you are getting ready for that is our training and also your analysis on Listen FM. Until we meet again, Coach, thank you very much. I know that some also of the players that are playing Bafana Fold, you brought some of those into the squad. Thank you very much, Coach.
Thanks very much, and God bless, and thanks for the opportunity. Thank you.
You guys black magic.
That is Coach Muremurbeid there coming out and breaking things out as far as the Bafana game is concerned that actually took place yesterday. broke you down for you so beautifully so you can still get your reaction. You can get all over 060 that is 552-7303. Now let's relive what happened, because it was a great day from a South African point of view, but these are the voices that bring you all the action every time, and I tell you, goosebumps material.
Why pass it down? No South Africa, not now. Tumariteka na kambe Namibia. Tumariteka Namibia koka njamba.
Iman mitarayo na skamiraro sino. Abanga tilmara! Larina! Chapu! Mamadou Khan Koulibaly!
Uyapega upesitao. Uyapefumula uyele! Yatanzanati!
Royal Lion of Judah, Waraga, Colosso. Toga, Itora Hale, Brisha Homu, Ochana Shaken, Bahuvokana Bocani Ponyani, Topasaba Fanavafana, Elegaba Pesita Ubari, Manaurialo.
Pesita, Lion of Judah, Fumanituba, no Sangula, no Sangulula, Naye. Lefana Chomelelo Lloyd Kasabua Amatembo South Africa Chinga Manjanake Tubana Stini
Tapela Morena 18 era Peta Pole Papa la Muno Edisa Polo Papa Tumarite Namibia Temba Zwane Morena Urmela Fafati Africa Mura. The Bluetooth device is connected. Adilo. Chile.
Man, wait till I feel a pora. I go bring my pora. La Lira. Temba Zwane.
Real Corbin Pats. La Tana Temba Zwane.
Armane, Africa Moro, Banyagatsila, Urbatatiaga Hulewe, Simaka. Colosso. Mutelo Jantabala FM, Noya, Idirlega Klorkop, Tapelo Morena, Crosso Bozabote, Yahumana, Tampazone, Shishi,
oh, Madame Darman, Muntafama, Apeta, Mushish 18 area. Papa, Tumariteka Namibia. The Bluetooth device for the Temba Zwane. And the Bluetooth device is connected.
And he got some Shishoga Zona 18. It is in Africa. No, you call Latana.
Arbola Papadi, Tampazone, Simaka, Mushishi, Colosso. Onale City Masa Colobacho, Kanokanya Orange, Mogo Colobacho, the Brave Warriors. Bafana, Mecholo, Erratamato, Wichon Yellow Hono, Nalamarana, Paracompia, Compia. When I'm going to be back in Namibia, I get a ball! Wara! Masako! Larina! Chateau! Mamadou Khan Koulibaly!
When I'm in South Africa, what's the man to goalkeeper Toma? Masago, Super Sub, Shaiko Nessin and I in South Africa.
Armane, Africa Buro, Sibaka, Tapala, Masago, Colosso. Ibuchuchele Camarapo, Oshovialo Hono, Yamasume Pediti, Hodia Perocong, Kibusho Yamafana Fana, Honalo Colofelo, Pilegadi Fasha Chabona.
Those are the golden voices of SABC. Kiparisa, Mutsweding FM, Sydney Mashiga, Sigabopa, the principal himself, Eric Baseni. Oh,
Hosiamin.
Talking there about also in the mix, you also had Tulsilemi as well as Kangela. So all of those coming in from Tlowen and FM, all the way and grouping everybody to bring one voice that really brought things together. But this is the reaction. It is all about you today. This is what that goal meant. I mean, as somebody speaking in tongue, pop, 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 pop. That's what happens. Let's hear what the coach of Bafana Hugo Bros has to say after, in fact, the approach of an Namibian team.
No, this is maybe today is maybe not football of South Africa. We are a team who likes to play football, and sometimes in the most difficult moments. So I think the boys learned their lesson. Again, we had a debriefing, I think 2 days after the game, and we showed the things we didn't have to do anymore. And what's wrong with kicking the ball in front, even when there is nobody, when you're in trouble? There is nothing wrong with it. So that is what we did. Maybe our football was more realistic, and I'm happy for that. That we know also that it doesn't have to be always with nice football and good combination and technique and this kind. No, sometimes you have to fight for it and kick the ball, and you need players who run after the ball, and that was today the case.
Hugo Bros talking about the approach they had in the game against Namibia. Now he talks about Themba Zwane.
With a maestro in the midfield, Themba. And we know, and I said it already several times, when Themba plays good, the team plays good. And we saw today again, even it was not really his football, because Themba is the man with the combination. But he knew where to go, and we could always the ball give to him. And if he wasn't free, okay, then there were the two wingers also, Percy today and Tapelle on the other side, were guys who went deep, and that hurts the defense of Namibia. And again, I'm very happy not only about the result, but also about the way, because this was not South African football.
Themba Zwane scored a brace yesterday, joining an elite group of players in South African football. We have scored 2 goals in one match in the AFCON tournament. Got to talk about the likes of Mark Williams scored a brace. Can talk about the likes of the late John Shoes Mushweu. Amongst those players, Benny McCarthy scored 4 against Namibia. That was in 1998 within a space of 13 minutes. Themba Zwane spoke about the approach of the game.
Obviously today it was a different approach. We wanted to pump the ball inside the box. For us as number 10 and wingers, we tried to get the second balls. We know that our striker was going to win the balls on top, and we tried to put them under pressure and try to create more goals and take our chances.
Themba Zwane talking about the approach overall of the game here. Let's talk about Pesitao. He missed the first penalty when he played against Mali, but he recovered and he's found the back of the net yesterday.
They were disappointed because they thought I was going to score, so it was not nice because they gave me the responsibility, and when I missed, it's like I could have scored that one and changed the game. But they understand that it happens sometimes. It's football. I mean, I've been playing for my country for some time right now, and I think I've given the country so much more. I did not think twice. I mean, it's nice also to rectify the mistake.
Namibia's top scorer of all time, Peter Shalulile, Mamelodi Sundowns player, had this to say about the loss. So that's the story there about Peter Shalulile. Let's move on now and get other reaction as far as the game is concerned. And the Bafana captain, also Ronan Williams, had also his own reaction around the game. Let's hear what he had to say.
Amazing. I feel so proud. I'm happy. I'm ecstatic, because our backs were against the wall. Everyone was criticizing us. It was... I felt so sorry for the guys, to hear all the negative stories, when, we gave a good account of ourselves, and, that's football. We have to learn from our mistakes, and that was the key, from the last game. I'm just proud, that we got the result today.
So they've got it now. The time is 37 minutes after the hour of 6 p.m. And we are joined in the studio now by the principal, the man that watches this. Everybody has been saying that maybe the one they took to England, to Europe, is VAR light, because the one we have in the AFCON tournament, it is the proper one. Let's talk first of all about the performance of the referees overall. There is a principal.
Bruno, welcome to our show. You see, yesterday, Zwane out, Maseko in.
Yeah.
Performance was still the same.
Yeah.
So we're rating you now.
Oh, am I a super sub now?
Super sub.
Oh, I still deciding.
Maseko, Brian Maseko. Yeah, the performance of the referees now is very good.
Yeah.
With the assistant of VAR, they are able to change those decisions that are critical, that are clear, that this is an obvious error. So VAR comes in to help the referees. And I haven't heard anyone now complaining, because when you complain, you're using VAR.
Yeah.
So now VAR is there to change those decisions. So far so good, and we are rolling very well with our own Abongile Tom doing very well in the AFCON.
Now, before you said there was nobody complaining, eh?
Yeah.
Let's hear what Peter Shirley has got to say about the penalty that was given to South Africa yesterday.
Well, the approach was fine. Early penalty, but who am I to say it's not a penalty? So that gave them the energy to keep on going. And then it was not just our day today, but
let's talk about this penalty. I mean, South Africa got a penalty in the first game. That's a different story. Let's talk about this one yesterday.
Yeah.
Rihanna Namoop making a run into the penalty area around Morena, beg your pardon.
Yeah.
Was that a penalty? Let's start there. Was that a penalty?
Let's go to law, Bruno. The law says it is an offense if a player deliberately touches the ball with their hand or arm. For example, moving their hand or arm towards the ball. Did Hanemu's hand move towards the ball?
Yeah.
The answer is yes. So what is Shalulile crying about? Because in terms of the law, he's defeated. And he's defeated by the law, he's defeated by the goal. So, I prepare for the next game. So,
yeah.
They had to get help. The hand move towards the ball. Good decision by the referee.
Good decision. That's one. All right?
Yeah.
Later on in the game, there was a tackle that everybody thought should have warranted a straight red card. When the ball, when the South African player was going in attack, an attack that came in, and you saw the ball, literally saw the foot of the player going over the top. They're coming from Kamatuka.
Yeah.
He caught the player on the ankle.
Yeah.
Had the player not moved up, literally shifting away, they would have been talking a broken story here. Was that no yellow card given? Nothing was given in that instance. Was that spot on or not? Was that a correct decision or not?
It was a horrible wrong decision. Someone was sleeping on duty there. The VAR team were sleeping on duty. The referee was sleeping. The assistant was sleeping at that particular moment. They lost concentration.
The referee was near the action.
Yes.
And he didn't react at all. Assistant referee, who was on the far side of the field, was near the action, said nothing at all.
Exactly.
And he just said, get up, let's move on.
Yeah. So there, the video assistant referees are the ones to be blamed, because they should have assisted. You know, when we talk of video assistant referee, let's look at their job.
Yeah.
Their job is to assist. A video assistant referee is a match official who may assist the referee to make a decision using replay footage. So if they had used a replay footage immediately after that incident, they would have seen that there was serious foul play, there was excessive force, there was brutality, the player should have been sent off. So now, they did not advise the referee. Brian, watch the space. Don't be surprised, because after these group stages, the first batch of referees going home. These ones for this match are definitely going home.
So I must look at the names.
You must look at the names. This one are definitely going home, because the way Kamatuka tackled Maseko, it's a straight red, of which VAR protocol says they can only intervene on goal or no goal, a penalty or no penalty, straight reds and mistaken identity. So this one fall under these categories. Why did they miss it? So the first ticket to go home, I think CAF is busy printing their tickets to go home for that performance, because all the games have been going very well, but only this one, even the penalty that they saw from VAR side,
they should have spotted it first time.
Yes, and then this one was even worse, because this Kamatuka should not be playing on Wednesday, but he's going to play.
Let's move on. Now, we always get criticized about certain things. I mean, in South Africa, when the matches are playing the PSL, we complain about referees and everything else. Abongile Tom is there.
Yeah.
He has done very well. I mean, sometimes, not even sometimes, but when he was not sure, he made reference to VAR.
Exactly.
Let's give him a scorecard. Let's talk about his performance so far in the tournament.
So far is 8.5, which is very good performance. With the assistant of VAR. I just wonder when he comes back to the country with the knowledge of how VAR works, he will have to wait. And when you wait, there's no VAR in So that's why we advocate for VAR to come to the country to even assist our referees here to get to know how to, work with VAR. But hopefully the authorities that runs football will assist our referees in that regard to get VAR in the country, so that our international referees can get used to VAR international and at home.
So we're looking good in the front.
Looking good. We're looking, and we're short of one. We have Abongile Tom The other one is not there. Where's Zakele? But that
because
one,
he was initially in the list.
Yeah,
the original list, he was there.
Yeah, careful. Have to answer this one as to what happened, because I mean he's one of our top referees in the country.
Yeah,
assistant referee and
multiple award-winning referee, still referee.
He's been in all this AFCON with Gomez.
The finals. I still remember he covered the final also, one of the AFCON finals.
We are still shocked and surprised, but the answer will come one day.
Will come one day. Any other issue you want to talk about before we let you go?
Yeah, I don't go.
No, I want to move on to other stuff.
No problem. Let's go to
Zambia. I know this is your place. Hey, I'm gonna take you out of this place.
Let's go to Zambia, Tanzania.
Yeah.
Hey, there were lots of simulation, Bruno.
There was a red card in that game.
There was a red card, but
was it correct?
Yeah, it was correct.
Okay.
But what I love here, what I saw, it's simulation. They could see simulation.
Yeah.
But there's no action. Although there's guidelines that say the referee must be 100% sure that this is simulation.
Yeah.
One, the referee has to be told by VAR that this player dived. I think it was Banda of Zambia. And then there's another one from Tanzania, Kibu.
Yeah.
I also went to the swimming pool. You know, Ivory Coast is next to the sea. So now they all swim, but they got nothing.
Yeah.
So I'm happy about such decisions, because you try to deceive the referee, and then the VAR says, nothing. The second one, they tried again. The referee says, let's go. But yellow card, nyana, man, too. So
hey, when you're too strict, boss.
No, yellow card, nyana.
I remember one player who said to me, there's one referee I don't like.
Yeah.
And I asked him why. He said, when a referee gives you a red card while smiling, it's not nice. Because you don't know how to react. Yeah. You're not sure what to do.
And if I'm 100% sure this is red, you'll get it with a smile, my friend. There's nothing I can do. You just have to go in.
Robert Johannes doesn't like you, eh?
No, I say we are very good friends.
No, but I'm saying when you're still playing, he didn't like you at all.
But I asked him why.
Okay, let's pay some bills. We'll come back with more of the action as we talk about the weekend it was. We're still taking your reaction. 060-552-7303. You can send us your WhatsApp voice notes.
Submissions for this year's Metro FM Music Awards are now open. And the winner is... To enter, simply log on to www.metrofmmusicawards.co.za. Make some beautiful noise! For inquiries, email info@metrofm.co.za. Yeah! Metro FM.
If you don't know, you better ask somebody. It's bigger, it's better. The Metro FM Awards are back.
It's where you want to be. Podcast Friday on Sports Night Amplified with Ndile on Metro FM.
Nadim Lukel is here. Tembazwane, it's very clear to me that it's not a Bafana. He's not gonna bring you the glory days. It's not a solution for the national team.
Mark Haskins.
How good was Mo Salah for Egypt? Playing for your club and playing for your country are two very different things. Is Mo Salah not a good player?
Mo Salah took
Is Mo Salah not a good player?
Look.
No. Is Mo Salah...
You want me to answer?
Yes.
Then keep quiet.
Okay.
And look at me when I speak to you. Mo Salah, he took Egypt to the AFCON finally. They lost on penalties.
He's been to two finals in
what
three
did
AFCONs.
Zwane do for Bafana?
I don't agree with that. I don't buy that.
Let me let Pilane come in. Pro Pilane.
Had Pesitao converted those chances, Nadim today will be saying Tembazwane is the best player of his generation.
6 to 7 p.m. 6 to 7 p.m. Drop us a voice note on 060-552-7303. Waking up, I'm too turned up.
Let's now go to the lines where you're sending us 060-552-7303.
Hello, Mr. Mufukeng. Jimmy Maga the busy corner from Motsepe. Gerbona, get a halala to Bafana, get a halala to Bafana, get a halala to Hugo Bruce, get a halala to Hugo Bruce. Get a couple like our Labararo, Barile Prauto, Sablief, Abawin, Labararo, Rene Monat Nati, and a Gratole Woha Musimana Hape or a dealer guest for the cargo. Get Jimmy Maga the busy corner from Motsepe.
Evening, Mr. Brian. Yes, Pershon Dusan from Duval. Yeah, congratulations to Bafana for the win against Namibia yesterday. What a performance. I hope they'll take the performance against Tunisia on Wednesday. Yeah, what a way to come back from the defeat against Mali. And congratulations also to the mastermind, Coach Hugh Bruce. Yeah, I think they must bring the best tactics against Tunisia. Pick up Joshua.
Yeah.
Hi, Brian. Congratulations to Bafana. They won yesterday against Namibia. I did anticipate the win. they are from ourselves and them, we are from the SADC region, so it was much more of like a derby between Pirates and Chiefs, where when he has won, it does not necessarily mean that they're going to be the champions or they're going to win anything. It just happened that we were underdogs and we came up on tops and we won against Namibia. Anyway, we can only wish them all the best, but Tenny Jordan must just step down. Tenny Jordan has had it enough now. It's too much old. Everything is in a mess at Safa. This win mustn't just blind us by. Thank you.
Evening, guys. The weekend that was Senzo from Etsakane. Guys, I'll be honest with you. I'll tell you something that you guys don't want to hear. As a South African fan, yes, a football fan from South Africa, I'm happy that we won last night. And I'm also wishing us to go through to the next round. But as a Downs fan, as a Sundowns fan, for me, guys, you know what? It's difficult. It's difficult to celebrate this win and the performance. Sundowns players, guys, by the time they come back, they will be so tired. I feel they are tired by now. But remember, we've got so many competition that we're participating in, and then them coming back so tired with injuries. I'm worried about that. Sandra from Etsakane, thank you.
That is the CEO opinion on the line that Jimmy Prutesh as well as Senzo having different opinions overall about Bafana Bafana. Let's now go to the lines. We are joined by Spongelene from Ematafeni. Spongelene, how are you doing today?
Bafo, right.
Right out here, man. I can't complain. After a wonderful day yesterday, no, right, Vandag.
What a great victory from our boys yesterday. I think they played very well. Yeah. And to make sure that they scored as many goals as they can. I think that will help us a lot in terms of going forward in the competition, because we will find that maybe at the end of the group, we'll have to count and bring calculators, you know. And I think goal difference will play a key role there. It will play a key role. And there is this cry, my brother, of which I don't agree with it, that the national team is dominated by standard players. I think whoever is in the starting lineup, irrespective of which team is playing for, we have to support them and give the support that they need from us.
Yeah, indeed, yeah. No, thank you very much for that, yeah.
Yes, we have seen this before in other national teams like Spain. Spain was dominated by Barcelona players, and there were only two Real Madrid players, Casillas and Ramos. But they were doing well because of what Barcelona was also doing well in Spain. So let's support the boys and wish them all the best against Tunisia.
Thank you very much for that one. Spongelene, ladies are coming from Matafeni. Let's go now to Dobson Velo, joined by Bonginkosi. He wants to talk about VAR.
Molo mfutani kunjani?
Molo mhlekazi wami ufuna uthatha nge-VAR wena enzeni i-VAR tata?
Mankathi Happy New Year qala kuno nonke nefamily yonke Metro FM qala.
Happy New Year. We are very happy, eh?
Yeah.
Happy.
Mina ndicinga uba mhlawumbi le VAR nabayonga lesebenza England le. Bengifuna ukuthi esiqhobeleni izandla wonke officials lapha eAfrica the way okwangoku ankaboni isikhalo zonke izinto ahambi beyijonga phayana xa ubulo referee esenza isayini i-VAR. All of them are spot on. So ndifuna ukuthi nje the bayenza ngakhona ingathi kungona iqale apha eAfrica le VAR compare the way bayenza ngakhona eEurope. So ndifuna ukuthi nje ndiyo yonke indlela umsebenzi wabo usemhle yancomeka. Ngaphandle kwaleke amaseko yayizolo kodwa masincomeni kamele sincomile.
Enkosi mhlekazi wami ndiyabulela tata. Let's move on now to we go into Tembisa where we do have West. He says he wants to react to the weekend that was.
Hi, Mr. Brian. Hi, the listeners. Mr. Brian, congratulations to Bafana. And I mean, they put up a brilliant performance. I mean, individual brilliance was there. I mean, teamwork was there. From the bench, you could see even the bench when the goal was scored, everybody was running to the game. I wish them luck for the coming game. And I mean, our mastermind, Madala, Hugo Bros, keep it up, Madala.
Very much for that one there. That is at West coming from Tembisa. Now, there's David who wants to, he comes from Ekurhuleni. He wants to talk about the refereeing and the dark horses. What about the refereeing? What about the dark horses there? David?
Thank you for taking my call. I think the dark horses, let me start with the countries like Tanzania. I was highly impressed when I watched their game against Zambia. I didn't expect them to rise to the occasion, as well as the team that was Bafana Namibia. Wow, they gave their best. Though the score was very heavy, the margin against Bafana. But if you could check the stats, Namibia were in the game.
Yeah.
And I would like to congratulate Bafana, and there is one player again that I can call a dark horse, Mahopa effect.
Yes.
Mahopa has been at the receiving end, but taking nothing out of maybe his flops. But what I saw in the 2 goals that were scored yesterday, he directly had a hand in them. And then we come to the refereeing. Refereeing, I think, has improved in Africa. I so wish if the mistakes that are happening with VAR in the EPL, they can take a leaf from Africa. We need to give credit where it's due. We need to learn, and the staff needs to romp in VAR as soon as possible. I thank you.
Thank you very much for that one there. That is David from Ekurhuleni. Yeah, Motsepe Magic has actually been whooped all over the place, I got to say. Things are looking very, very good now. You can come in, Principal. So we spoke about referees.
So many sponsors now.
Yeah.
And the CAF president, Dr. Patrice Motsepe, has ensured that all games have VAR. So all games are having VAR, and it's working. Everyone is happy. No longer happy.
Brian Makuya from Amakuya. Bito.
How's it, Brian?
Ninjani osi?
No, ifukile minjani.
Fukile man. The principal is here. You want to talk about Bafana?
Yeah, man, I think we played very well. But this this is the only game that I thought in our group we're going to play very well. We won't have a problem against Namibia. I saw they played well against Tunisia.
Yeah.
But we know how to beat this Southern Africa team. So I didn't see any problem against them. So I think the performance, we should just take it to our next game against Tunisia. But even if it's a draw, man, it's going to be okay. It doesn't matter how we qualified, even if we are one of the third best, it's okay.
It is indeed, yeah. So thank you much for that one there. Let's go now to Mbongeni, Kotwani, the capital. Mbongeni, how's it?
I'm good, my brother. The weekend it was, man.
Yeah.
We just want to say, man, thanks to Hugo Bruce, man, for making sure that, we won yesterday. We mean, the changes that he brought in. I mean, Tembazwane and him believing on what he did with the game versus Mali. I mean, it worked yesterday perfectly well. We just want to say to him, thank you so much. Keep on going. Never listen to those people who are criticizing. Let's just, push harder and harder, and let's win the next game. Thank you, man.
So you got 4 minutes before we get to the end of the game. It is Metro FM. It's where you want to be. My name is Brian Mofokeng in for Andile Ngube. It is the Sports Night Amplified. Principal, let's talk to you about this.
Yeah.
You had now callers talking about that, refereeing is much better.
Yeah.
That VAR has really played its role. Don't forget at 7 p.m., by the way, we do have Faith coming up with Metro FM Talk. So looking forward to another interesting talk, and that's coming up in a bit. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about the Mahopa. I mean, everybody's talking about Mahopa effect, and everybody was saying, why is he there? I said, there's some players who you need to be there to do certain jobs.
Yeah.
And Mahopa has done that exceptionally well.
All the aerial balls, he was competing, and he was getting them. Unfortunately, Percy was too far to get that combination correct.
Yeah.
If someone could have understood that when we go have aerial ball, Mahopa will get the ball, and then we could have scored maybe 2 more. And you saw even supporters calling for 5.
Yeah.
5. It was almost there, but unfortunately the referee blew the final whistle.
Yeah, it was one of those. I mean, and let's move on. Let's talk then about where do you want to go from here? From a refereeing point of view, we have seen those that have done very well. We know there's 1 or 2 misses. Near misses that we saw yesterday. Your overall impression and your point, your score, bought around everything else so far?
Yeah, our referees now, we cannot give them 9 because there won't be any room for improvement. But they are almost 8.9.
Yeah,
which is very good performance. We are sure that when AFCON finishes on the 11th of February, we'll have the deserving winners. Not the winner that will win by, they will have the deserving winners. Like I said, those who are not doing well at VAR, they are the first group to be sent home because some teams are going to be sent home now.
Timmy, get those names down. We need to talk about those names as soon as we get there. So, Faith is in here. Faith, how are you doing today?
I'm very well, thanks to you, Brian.
It's a Monday.
Hi, you, Vic? It certainly is a Monday. It really is a Monday. It's so good to see you again. It really is. It's very good to see you. I'm looking forward to the conversations that we're going to be having, actually.
Metro FM talk coming up in a bit. What are you talking about today?
Listen, it's a jam-packed one this evening. First up, we're in a conversation with the City of Johannesburg's Executive Mayor, Kabelo Kwamanda. This is following the 2 people, unfortunately, who were killed and 4 others that were injured when a fire engulfed in a residential building in Johannesburg early yesterday. But of course, this is one of many buildings that we've been witnessing of late that are catching fires, right? And these are said to be hijacked buildings. So we'll get the latest there from the City of Johannesburg Mayor, as well as the City of Johannesburg's Emergency Management spokesperson on what is to be done next. We're also going to be heading on over to find out exactly what transpired in the Gauteng High Court in Pretoria, as they heard that the murder of former Orlando Pirates goalkeeper Senzo Meyiwa was not a robbery gone wrong, but a contract killing.
Whoa.
So we'll find out exactly what transpired in the courtroom today. We've got our attorneys that are on standby. Then we're also going to be looking at education matters in the province. If you would have heard the speech by the Premier of Gauteng, Panyazali Sufi, he actually gave the MEC of Education, Madume Chulwane, a 3 out of 10, saying that he obtained a pass rate of about 85% or so. So we're going to be in conversation with the Gauteng Education MEC, firstly about the online registration system, which many parents are not receiving any luck from.
It's a nightmare.
It really is. Many parents are saying it's an absolute nightmare. So he's going to clarify some matters on that, and also his feelings and sentiments regarding what the Premier has said about his ability to lead the education sector. This year is the biggest year of change. It's the biggest year of change politically, where we're seeing that the most number of elections are going to be held this year globally than what we've ever seen before. Astrologically, we're also moving into a new dispensation. And also looking at where we are from a social perspective. The question that we're asking this evening is, how do you deal with change as a person?
Change is good.
This is a year of big change, politically, socially, economically. How do we handle, you in your personal capacity, us as a nation, as a people, how do we navigate change, the discomfort of change?
Listen, I'm looking forward to the interview from the first one, the Johannesburg story.
Yeah.
I hope when you have the mayor, can you actually ask about the water issues?
100%.
That just keep going.
I witness it all the time. And I never know anymore because communication doesn't get sent out anymore.
Yeah. So imagine when I walk in here, I haven't bathed.
Oh, goodness.
But who?
Yeah, that's all and more.
So Faith is coming up in a bit here. So Metro FM, it's where you want to be. Thank you very much, Principal, for being here today. It was nice to be welcomed by you. But you're no whistle.
No. I only have the books now.
There is Malcolm was the man pressing the button. Timmy T is the man in charge of the show, and then Tab also. We'll make sure that everything sounds good. Our camera guys make sure everything was nice and uninterrupted until we meet again. Uma Eyes back again tomorrow. Have yourself a splendid evening.
Welcome to the Urban Rhythm Revolution.
Listen,
Metro FM.
I'm the greatest of all time.
For all things urban,
I love this station.
It's where you want to be. Where I want to be is the place to be. The convergence of the melody and rhythm and the voice and the people who can hear it, love it. Dance to it and rejoice where the crowd is loud. Black is proud. And the discussion on the dial is more than profound. So stick around, because this is where we meet. On the corner of Here We Are and Where We Want to Be. Submissions for this year's Metro FM Music Awards are now open.
And the winner is...
To enter, simply log on to www.metrofmmusicawards.co.za.
Make some beautiful noise!
For inquiries, email info@metrofm.co.za.
Yeah!
Metro FM.
If you don't know, you better ask somebody. It's bigger, it's better. The Metro FM Awards are back.
It's where you want to be.
Let's take it from the top.
Proverb and Melbala.
Would you buy unclean luggage?
No.